Tonight, several developing stories as we come on. Behind bars, President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, ordered to jail as he faces charges in the Russia investigation. His legal team stunned. And what Rudy Giuliani said today about possible pardons in the future. White House surprise, the media spectacle on the front lawn. President Trump's marathon session with the press. The stunning claims about the FBI and what he says he gave Kim Jong-un. Also breaking tonight, deadly trap. 2 deputies transporting inmates overpowered, one killed, the other fighting for her life tonight. Were they shot by their own guns? 2,000 kids separated. The shocking number. Children who crossed illegally with their families taken away from their parents. The new tent-like structures going up as shelters reach capacity. Shot in the back, the police chase and shooting, all caught on camera. The officer opening fire on a crowded downtown street. And the $132,000 accident. A curious kid playing around a valuable piece of art. The tumble that now has his parents facing a massive bill.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening, I'm Tom Yamas, in for David tonight. And we begin with that breaking news from the Russia investigation. President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, behind bars tonight. Manafort arriving at court today, already facing dozens of charges, and now a new one, that he tried to influence witnesses while under house arrest. His wife leaving court without him. His legal team and President Trump's as well, stunned by the judge's decision. Early today, the president said Manafort had nothing to do with his campaign, even though Manafort helped him secure the nomination. Later tweeting Manafort was being treated very unfairly. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas starts us off outside the courthouse tonight.
Paul Manafort headed to court today facing the prospect of losing his freedom. And that's exactly what happened. Federal Judge Amy Jackson revoked Manafort's bail, immediately sending him to jail. Already facing charges of money laundering and fraud, he was recently accused of witness tampering. Special counsel Robert Mueller claiming Manafort and a man with alleged ties to Russian intelligence tried to convince 2 witnesses to lie. Today, the clearly angry judge told Manafort, "I can't turn a blind eye to these allegations." With that, Manafort was escorted out of court as his shocked wife looked on. U.S. Marshals handing her his belt, tie, and wallet.
Are you going to visit Paul in prison?
His lawyer stunned.
Mr. Downey, do you have any comment on what happened today? Any comments at all?
This morning at the White House, President Trump distancing himself from his former campaign chairman.
Manafort has nothing to do with our campaign. He worked for me, what, for 49 days or something? A very short period of time.
Manafort was actually with Team Trump for 143 days, and for more than 3 months he ran the campaign, playing a key role at the convention.
The goal of tonight is to lay out some of the vision of the Trump-Pence campaign.
Back then, the president heaping on the praise.
Paul Manafort has done an amazing job. And all of Paul's people. Paul brought on a staff, and we really do. We have a great staff of talented people.
This afternoon, suddenly expressing concern. The president tweeting, "Wow, what a tough sentence. Didn't know Manafort was head of the mob. Very unfair." Fair or not, Manafort tonight finds himself in jail, behind bars, awaiting trial.
And Pierre Thomas joins us from Washington. And Pierre, we should note, President Trump said Manafort received a tough sentence. Of course, he has not been sentenced just yet. His trial hasn't even begun. But Pierre, the president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, sending a message tonight, floating the idea of a pardon?
That's right, Tom. Giuliani told the New York Daily News Mueller's investigation is tainted and out of control. He said, quote, "When the whole thing is over, things might get cleaned up with some presidential pardons." Tom?
Pierre Thomas for us tonight. Pierre, thank you. And before all of this, earlier today, President Trump was on a high. Coming off his North Korea summit, take a look at this on what looked like a victory tour. Walking out of the White House and down the driveway, reporters and photographers surrounding him, talking live on the spot and on live TV for nearly an hour, making all sorts of claims. ABC's Kira Phillips was there and has this fact check tonight.
It was just before 8:30 a.m. and President Trump was on the move.
Listen, I'm doing an interview over here.
The entire White House press corps running to catch up.
Mr. President, should Mueller be suspended?
You see what all happened.
The president heading to the set of his favorite morning show.
You've got some excitement out on your lawn today. Hello, Mr. President. What brings you here?
Are we on already?
We're on. We're live.
Oh, wow.
He was crowing about the new report from the Justice Department's Inspector General, condemning former FBI Director James Comey for his handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
I think Comey was the ringleader of this whole, den of thieves. It was a den of thieves.
Moments later, surrounded by all of us, the president making this false claim.
I think that the report yesterday, maybe more importantly than anything, it totally exonerates me. There was no collusion. There was no obstruction. And if you read the report, you'll see that.
That's just not true. The report did not at all address contacts between the Trump campaign and Russia or the question of collusion. It only dealt with the Clinton email investigation. As we were walking, I asked him about Michael Cohen, his longtime lawyer and fixer. Sources telling ABC News Cohen is likely to cooperate with federal prosecutors.
Are you concerned Michael Cohen will flip on you?
Later, I pressed him again.
Just want to know if you're worried if he's going to cooperate with federal investigators.
No, I'm not worried because I did nothing wrong.
The president holding court for nearly an hour, also celebrating his summit with Kim Jong-un.
I did a great job this weekend. The fake news.
Bragging he, quote, solved the problem of North Korea, though there is no agreement on how and when Kim will give up his nuclear weapons. And he made this jaw-dropping comment about the dictator.
Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean he is the strong head. Don't let anyone think anything different. He speaks and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
When reporters pressed him on that,
I'm kidding. You don't understand.
the president once said Kim ran a cruel dictatorship that starves, tortures, and murders its own people. But now he says they have a fantastic relationship and that Kim loves his country.
You're defending now Kim Jong-un's human rights records. How can you do that?
You know why? Because I don't want to see a nuclear weapon destroy you and your family.
Well,
All right, the president there standing firm behind his comments. Kira Phillips joins us from the White House. And Kira, President Trump says he and Kim Jong-un have chemistry and that he gave the North Korean dictator a way to reach him directly?
That's right, Tom. The president says that he can now call Kim if he has any problems, a direct line, and that he gave the Korean dictator a, quote, very direct number in case he has any difficulty, too. Tom?
Kira Phillips with that whirlwind day at the White House today. All right, Kira, thanks so much. Next, another big story. We're following the deadly trap in Kansas City, Kansas. 2 sheriff's deputies taking inmates to court, overpowered by one of them who got a hold of a weapon. One of those deputies did not survive, and the other now fighting for her life. ABC's Clayton Sandell has more.
It was supposed to be a routine prisoner transport, but when 2 deputies driving this van arrive at a Kansas City court building this morning, one of the inmates manages to violently overtake them, shooting them both.
It is very possible that with their own firearm, they were both shot.
Deputy Patrick Rohr, on the job 7 years and just 35 years old, was killed. The second deputy, a female, is in critical condition, gravely wounded.
Somebody from the parking lot started screaming, telling us to run back inside, shots fired, get back inside now.
Investigators say the suspect was also shot. He was taken to a hospital. That inmate has not been identified, and officials have not said why he was originally in custody. Tonight, investigators tell us they are interviewing witnesses and looking at surveillance video to try and figure out how an inmate got a deputy's gun. Tom?
Clayton Sandell for us tonight. Clayton, thank you. Next to the battle over immigration, the Department of Homeland Security reporting that in the past 2 months, nearly 2,000 children have been separated from their parents and are now being held by federal authorities. So many that this new facility is going up in a remote part of Texas. Tonight, as more children are being moved to that site, why the White House says they're not to blame. ABC's Marcus Moore from Texas tonight.
Tonight, the first of hundreds of migrant children are now moving into air-conditioned tents along this dusty stretch of the border. The need for shelters growing after a new crackdown on illegal border crossings.
Officials have put up this tent city in Tornillo, which is a port of entry really out in the middle of nowhere. Just look around. And it is hot today. The high near 100 degrees.
The government running out of room at centers like this one in an old Walmart, housing nearly 1,500 boys. The president today insisting at least 7 times that Democrats are to blame for children being taken from their parents.
The children can be taken care of quickly, beautifully, and immediately. The Democrats forced that law upon our nation.
But the fact is, there is no law requiring the separation of families, only the administration's new zero-tolerance policy. This mother says she's seen it in action, telling us when she asked a Border Patrol agent why they would take her 5-year-old. She says the officer smiled and said, "Don't you know the laws? Of course we're going to take your daughter." Facing growing outrage, the Attorney General using the Bible to defend a policy critics say is immoral.
I would cite the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government.
But the president today putting it this way.
It seems that strong on immigration wins now.
Sure. But
And
this
the Democrats, by the way, are very weak on immigration.
And Tom, over the next several days, as many as 360 children could fill the tents just behind me. And we are told that this shelter could expand if needed. Tom.
Marcus Moore near the border tonight for us. Marcus, thank you. Next to a deadly shooting in a shopping mall parking lot near Denver. Police say it was a case of road rage. A heavily armed officer arriving on the scene where a woman, her 2 children, and an innocent bystander were all shot. The woman's little boy did not survive. Several hours later, police tracked down a vehicle, taking a suspect into custody, and tonight they are trying to find out what led to such a terrible toll. Next now, the investigation of a police-involved shooting in San Francisco. The officer's body cam, you see it here, recording the officer giving chase and then firing at the suspect's back. He survived, but now the investigation into what triggered the gunfire. ABC's Kana Whitworth, and a warning right now, this video may be troubling to watch.
The body camera video shows a San Francisco police officer approach a group of men suspected of drinking in public.
Yeah, no one's going anywhere. Hey!
When one of them takes off, the officer giving chase, firing 2 shots that echo over his radio. The wounded suspect identified as 28-year-old Oliver Barcenas. Watch closely. You can see the suspect throw something. Police later recovering this semi-automatic pistol.
Dude, yeah. Go on him.
The street packed with people. You can see in this angle the officer chasing the suspect, gun drawn, right past that embracing couple.
Man, get back.
After the shooting, outraged witnesses confronting police.
So the question is, did the officer think that he was reaching for a gun to shoot back at the officer while he was running away? Or was the suspect trying to throw away the gun and try to escape? That's going to be the question that the investigation is going to look into.
The officer, who is on paid administrative leave, has not been identified. Barcenas, a convicted felon facing multiple gun charges, is still in the hospital. Tom?
Kana Whitworth for us tonight. Kana, thank you. Next to the amusement park horror in Daytona Beach, Florida. A roller coaster jumping the track, sending riders plunging to the ground, trapping others in dangling cars. State officials say the ride had been inspected just the day before. So what went wrong? ABC's Steve Osinsami is on the scene.
This was the panic at the famous boardwalk amusement rides on Daytona Beach.
The roller coaster completely broke off. We need an ambulance, please.
Authorities say 2 people enjoying a fun summer night fell nearly 35 feet to the ground when the roller coaster they were riding slid off its tracks last night. They were in the first car. Both survived.
So 2 cars of the roller coaster fell down. They're still hanging, actually, at this moment.
7 people in the other 2 cars that were barely hanging onto the track had to be treated in the closest trauma center, some who were dangling from their seatbelts.
The one woman, she was kind of freaking out. She was hysterically crying, and they were just, telling her not to move and just patting her on her back and comforting her until the ambulance and stuff got here.
The ride is called the Sandblaster, and it's had issues before, failing inspections for problems that were corrected. Those are state inspectors right there looking at the tracks. This ride had just passed inspection yesterday, before the accident. The federal government doesn't monitor these amusement park rides. The state does. Tom?
It had just passed inspection. All right, Steve, thank you. Next, a possible trade war heating up between the U.S. and China, and U.S. consumers could be caught in the middle. Today, the Trump administration rolled out 25% tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese goods, mostly industrial products, not consumer goods. Beijing immediately vowing to strike back with tariffs on U.S. farm products, crude oil, and cars. those costs could be passed on to American shoppers, especially